Today we are going to be looking at the syntax of the select query. I've been talking about the concept of religion, science, and technology, which I actually put into the concept of database management system, and the application itself. I told you that those people that you see in front of the computer system, what they are actually doing are inputting the data. The database management system helps to move those data into the database. And then the finance manager or anybody, maybe somebody in management that wants to pull out the report, pulls the report from the database. And based on that, they can take decision. Now, what I want to tell you is, in this, my lecture, I'm using Oracle database. So I'm using Oracle database management system. Now, Oracle actually is designed using so many programming languages. But an application that is going to interface with the Oracle database will have to use the management system. And this management system has an interface between the Oracle database management system and the application. And the language for this conversation is SQL. So today, I am going to look at the syntax of SQL. That is basically what I want to show you today. So let's look at the board. Now, looking at this board, as you can see, I have my select clause, the from clause, the where clause, the group by clause, the having clause, and the other by. If you look at this, if I ask you to tell me how you are going to start reading this, you will probably start from the top. But no, this is not English language. So in English, you go from left to right. But in this language, you are not actually going from left to right. In one of my previous videos, I spoke about the door. So we are going to use that concept in this. Now, looking at this, the question will be, where is the door? In this syntax, where is the door? Now, when you look at this in SQL query, you are actually starting from the source, because what you want is you are going into the source to pull out data. So the first thing is you have to identify the source. Now, looking at this, the from clause, which is this one, is actually where the source starts from, because you are going to say select star, which is everything from, but if you read it that way, there will be problem. So you start from the source, which is this. Every database is made up of tables. No matter how complex the database is, they are made up of tables. So the from clause is going to actually pick from a table. So for example, if you say the employee table, so from, let's say we say emp or employee, this is the table. So from this employee table, where? Now, if you are going to probably bring out all the rows and all the columns, you can simply say select star. But if you are actually going to filter to bring out some rows, not all the rows, that means you have to put a condition. So you actually say from this source, then the condition statement. And if there is maybe a function that you are going to use in this select query, that function is what will make you determine the calculation of this group by. So you are saying from a particular table, then you have the condition by which you are going to pull out those data from that table. So this is number 2. Now, based on that condition, you can decide to say, okay, I need to group them. If you are looking at employees from the employee table, and then you are looking at maybe department, and you are saying, I want to determine the salary of the employees in each department, for example. So you are going to say from an employee table, then you state the condition. Now, based on that condition, you will now say, I'm grouping them into a particular group. So that is what you do by using this group by. So this is number 3. Then this having is doing the same thing as the where. After you must have done the grouping, before you do the calculation of the grouping, you will have to filter. Now, after you do the calculation of the grouping, then you also have to filter. So this having and this where are doing the same thing. But this where is before the calculation of that particular function. I'm still going to give you a comprehensive illustration. Then after that, you group it, and then you do this having to also filter. This is another filter. So this is the 4th one. Now, after this, you will now tell us what you want to pull out into your output. So this one now comes as number 5. And then how do you want to arrange that output? This will now come as number 6, which is what? Other by clause. So this is actually how you are going to read the syntax. This is the syntax. So this is one. So what I'm showing you here is like saying, I am going to the market. That is how English will read it. So you will not say, I am market is going to. It doesn't work. That is not the syntax of English language. The syntax is, I am going to the market. That is how it is. I am going to school. That is how it is. Not I am school going to. So this one is from, where condition, the group by, the having, then you select what it is you want before you arrange it, which is the other by. That is the process of what I want to show you in the basic syntax of the select statement. Now, looking at this, actually, I am moving faster than I should in showing you the 1 to 6. Because at the stage I am now, these options from here to here, these are actually optional. They are not compulsory in a statement. The compulsory part or the compulsory clause of a select statement is this and this. So in a case where you are having only this and this is the first one, and then this is the second one. So you identify the table from which you want to pick your columns, and then you select those columns. So where you say from employee, select star, meaning you are saying from employee, select star. You are saying bring out everything from this employee table. But if you want, you can say from employee, select employee ID, employee name. So you can have this. So how you read this is from employee, select employee ID, employee name. So this will only bring out 2 columns. You don't read as select employee ID, employee name from employee. You don't read it that way. If you read it that way, when you go further, you will have issue trying to understand how you are reading. Because when you are joining multiple tables together and you are having alias for those table names and you are imputing those alias in the select statement, you will be confused initially where those alias are coming from. So that is why you have to start from here, identifying the source before you now talk of what you want to pick out from the source. So this is the syntax. These are not mandatory. These are optionals. But you'll be seeing them. But these are the complete. You'll be seeing them as we go on in our training. But the ones you will use mostly are select and from. So from the source, you tell us the columns that you want to pull out. So that is what I have to show you in basic syntax of select statement. As you can see, on this script, I have my select from employee. Now, when I execute this, it's going to show me all the things that are in the employee table. Now, I have another script following the syntax, which is from employee, where job ID in AD underscore VP IT underscore program, group by employee ID, first name and job ID, having sum salary greater than 4,000, other by employee, having sum salary greater than 4,000, select employee ID,
first name, job ID, and some salary, ordered by employee ID. So if I execute this, you will see what will happen. Now, as you can see, this query, what this query did was looking at the where clause, it brought out um, only the employees under these two departments, and then it grouped them by employee ID and first name and job ID. So you'll be seeing them one by one. Then the having sum is bringing out only those salary that is above 4,000. Now, if I change this to maybe 5,000, you'll see what will happen. Now I execute it again. You can see that it has reduced what is coming out. Then you also have the last script where I remove some things, just leaving the from and the group by clause. So I have from employee, group by department ID and job ID. Select department ID, job ID, and some salary. If I execute this one, you will see what will happen. So you can see this is basically the syntax that I am talking to you about.
So if you are still with me to this moment, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to share it on other platforms. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.